point in the sweater where we finished the right part of the rib section of the yoke, and so I'm going to show you how we move on to the left side. At this point now what we've done is worked the ribbing across the front here with increases, then that was put on hold. Then the back section here was worked up to here, stitches cast on, and it was joined a lot with the right front here. So this is the right half of our neck opening. The next thing we've done is work along the right shoulder here. The middle here is the ribbing, and you can see all the way along here there's decreases worked on each side of that for the shoulder, and what that's going to do is ensure that this part of the shoulder is wider or higher to fit your shoulder than the bottom part where you've got which is going to be your sleeve here. So the next thing we want to do is free up this needle here so that we can use it on the other side. And I've started here, I've got waste yarn attached to a darning needle, and all I'm doing is I'm slipping all of these stitches from the working needle onto the darning needle, and what that is going to do is put my stitches on hold without making use of an extra needle, so I can use the same needle for both. Now I just pull that through like that, and you can see I've actually left, these two are the two stitch markers that I've used so far, and I've just left those in place so that they'll be there when I come back to work the sleeve later. Now what we're going to do is come back and pick up stitches here to work the other side. Now normally when you pick up stitches, you'll go ahead and you'll go on the right side of the work and you'll pick stitches up along like this. I want to do something a little different with this one, because what I'm actually going to do is pick them up from the wrong side, which will mean that our cable cast on along here is going to be exposed, and it'll form a kind of a faux seam across the front and back to create a decorative element. So for that you're going to want your needle, your stitches, and I'm going to get another ball of yarn. I'm going to get a second one this time because my plan is to hold on to the yarn for this side to work the sleeve, have a second ball and hold on to that to work the left sleeve. So make sure that you've got your right or your wrong side connected here. We know this is the right side because you've got your purl along the edge and a knit out each side. So I'm going to turn to the wrong side and pick up my stitches. The first two knit stitches you can see here, this one, and then there's one edge that's pretty tricky because that's going to be your purl edge here. I'm going to try my best to work in along here on the edge. Pull it through. Now here's my first knit stitch. I'm going to work into the knit stitch, and then the next knit stitch right here. You can see it's exactly one for one. Now we're going to work over here to your two purl. Here's the first purl in here, and here's the next purl in here. Then you're just going to go ahead and work along one stitch picked up for each stitch that was originally cast on. So you'll have a matching number of stitches on the left side that you have for the right side. Once I've finished along here, I'll show you what that looks like. Now that we've finished picking up all of the stitches along this side, we're going to turn to the right side of work. You can see here that this is normally what your wrong side looks like, but this is exactly what you want, because this cast on, the cable cast on here, is going to form the central seam. When we go ahead to get started on our work here, we're going to be matching what's on the other side. So with this, it starts with a knit stitch, then moves on to two purl and two knit. So we're going to take our working yarn and you just begin working along, which means that you're going to match stitch for stitch exactly what happened on the other side, and just work along and follow the pattern directions until you've finished off your left side as a mirror image to the right side.